Hi guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. This time, something else again. Ranking stuff, but also showing you a bit. I've got collected 5 different custom tactics code for the 5 best formations in FC 25. I'm gonna run you quickly through all of them, tell me what the strength of these formations are, the weaknesses, of course sharing the code with you, and yeah, basically that. So let's just get straight started with the best one on the game, and it's the 4-2-1-3. Personally, I think 4-2-1-3 is the most easy formation in the game to play because it's not that hard. You just soak in, try to win the ball back, and then immediately send that through ball up to your strikers who are waiting for the ball. Let's get into the tactics. So the tactics I've gone for are balanced build-up and defensive line on 70 high for the automatic offside traps because it's just very OP after the patch. I went with the instructions: sweeper, keeper, fullback, defend on both, defender, defend, deep line playmaker, build up on both DMs, playmaker on the cam, inside forward on the right and left wing, and Pele on advanced forward, striker. The code is popping up now. You can use it of course if you want, and I'm going to show you a quick example. Example is, of course, our opponent is playing a bit, and this is where, if we pause it immediately in this clip, you can see our opponent has the ball, and then we have to take a look at the minimap. So what's happening? His fullbacks are pushed up a bit, and our attackers don't defend. This means 2 things. One positive is, when we recover the ball, we immediately can find them and go forward. The weakness is, obviously, we're defending with less. So we're just defending with the 4 defenders and our 2 DMs, 6 guys. This is obviously a weakness, but in this formation, and in most formations actually, your strength is also the weakness. So we kind of assume that we are good enough to defend with 6, which we do in this clip. We get the ball, and then it's just one pass forward, and we're in. So that's also why I said it's the most easy formation, because you don't have to do a lot. And I've got multiple clips of this happening. Every time we get the ball, we can immediately look for the 3 forwards, or maybe even with a connecting pass to the cam and then into the forwards, because we got Puteas and cam with the incisive plus, so that helps a lot as well. But yeah, this is just the main strength and weakness of this formation. So you defend with 6, but yeah, when you defend well, when you survive his attack, you got a chance immediately. It kind of also forces your opponent to play with fullback defend, and in that case he will also have 4 guys staying back, and it will probably even out in terms of numbers. I'm also talking a bit long about the 4-2-1-3 because it's the best formation, and it's also really good when you're just surrounding that box because of the deep line playmaker build up. They just get involved as well, the DMs, and the inside forwards come to the middle as well. So you got basically your whole team except for your defenders around that box in a perfect formation to break down your opponent, because you got a cam to pass to, you got the forwards coming inside, the striker, so just a lot of passing options. The next formation I want to talk about is the 4-2-3-1 wide. And I hear you saying, why is this a better formation or a good formation or whatever? First of all, in this game, there's just a lot of variations possible in terms of formations. If you look at the FC Pro Open where all the top pros play, basically everyone was playing a different formation. I'd say there would even be 5-6 different formations used. So it's just all about finding the right one for you. So what I've done is also kind of selected a few different formations in terms of style, because they could suit you better. The 4-2-3-1 is more of the opposite of the previous one. In this formation, you build from the back, as in defensively it's rock solid. Offensively, of course, it could be better. The tactics I've gone for in 4-2-3-1 wide are actually the same tactics I've gone for 4-2-1-3, because I just think these are the best roles. I think if your opponent doesn't play with 4-2-1-3, you can maybe put your fullbacks on balanced. So you gotta really find better for you. I think deep line playmaker build-up helps a lot in 2DM formation, so you might want to try that as well, because then they'll be a bit better in attack. And yeah, inside forward now is such a crucial instruction or role, because of the fullbacks of the defending team not being involved, yeah, as you'd like to. So you can copy the code again and try them out yourself. The strength of this formation I wanted to highlight in this clip is the toughness to break it down. I think this clip will be 1 minute long of me just holding off the opponent, closing all the passing lanes. There's almost no passing option forward for my opponent, and this is what makes this formation so strong, is that it's so hard to break down. So maybe when you're a good attacker and you need some help defensively, this is a recommended formation, because if you're good in attacking, you'll score anyway in whatever formation. But if you need a bit of help defensively, this is the perfect formation, because these DMs will sit in, left mid, right mid will defend, even your cam you can pull back a few times. It's just a striker that stays up front. With this formation, I've gone for balanced defensive approach, because I think high leaves us a bit too exposed in counter-attacks or guys that play first-time pass, and because we kind of sit in with this formation anyway and don't press a lot, I think it's better for it to be balanced and then to the side clips yourself. Next formation I've gone for is the 4-4-1-1. This formation is a bit more attacking, of course, because we use CMs instead of CDMs. That's the biggest difference with the 4-2-3-1. And of course, in attack, the CMs will be a bit better than the DMs were. These are actually almost, again, the same tactics as 4-2-3-1. I've just gone for holding instead of deep line playmaker on the center mids, because naturally they're already a bit more involved in the attack, in the chance creation. So I put them on holding to be a bit better defensively, compensate a bit for that. All other than that, they're just the same. So what this formation is really good at is the play around the midfield, because the CMs and the cam are really close to each other, and then working it from the wing towards the striker, opening up gaps. The cam is so important in this formation because everything goes to him or her, depends who you have on cam, and you just have to utilize it a lot. The weakness in this formation for me is defensively playing with center mids, no DMs. Whatever happens if they kind of cross the midfield is they don't run back anymore, the CMs. The DMs will always track back and run back. The CMs kind of give up, as you can see in this example. We try to run back with our right mid, but the CMs, the AI, is just almost walking, and then it just becomes a 4v4 with our defender. So we want to avoid that ideally, but this formation is just so good in attack that you take it and try to score more goals than your opponent. Next formation is the 4-4-2. Talking about the 4-4-2, I made an in-depth video on it, so you might want to check that one out as well. So 4-4-2, I've gone for balance and high. Again, I like to put holding on my CMs, just as I did with the 4-4-1-1, inside forward, so it's all not that special. The only thing is, I take a bit more risk in this formation. I put fullback balance. You can put it on defend as well. It just depends how much you suffer from the 4-2-1-3 basically, because if it was not for 4-2-1-3, all the times fullbacks would be on balance, but the 4-2-1-3 kind of forced you to go with defend. A high defensive approach, because it's an aggressive formation in which we have to press early to get the most out of this formation. It's just so good. As I said, I made an in-depth video on it, but I'll go quickly through it again. The 4 attackers are just amazing. If you've got good passers up front, that's even better. What can I say? It's just really good to on the counter, because I mean, you got 4 guys running and they don't defend that much the right mid, left mid as they used to be. So that also means they're higher up the pitch when you win the ball. And the most important thing in this formation is to keep triggering those wingers for those overlapping runs. So whenever your striker gets the ball, there's always that danger of a winger taking over. And that's just whatever you want. Again, it's kind of the same problem, same weakness as in 4-4-1-1, is the CMs don't track back as much as the DMs do, so a problem. But other than that, perfect formation, very good to attack with. And the last formation is the 4-5-1. 4-5-1 is a formation Levy actually uses. I think Abu Maka uses it. So you've got a lot of pros using this one as well. The formation is just a very controlled formation. You've got 3 CMs, so that makes the middle quite difficult to break down, even though we haven't got a CDM. But these 3 CMs kind of act as a wall in front of the defense. So it's hard in the build-up for our opponent to get past us. And in attack, we can surround the box. Obviously, because we have a guy extra in midfield, this means we got a guy less in attack. So this is an obvious weakness, and the obvious strength is, of course, the midfield is more packed, so it's harder to pass through the middle. The middle is closed, and yeah. The tactics I'm using for the 4-5-1 are these. So I've gone one fullback on fullback defend and one fullback on fullback balance. You want to attack through the side. You have him balanced. In this case, it's Theo because he just cracked on the game. I've gone for deep line playmaker build up in the middle and box to box on both left and right center mid. I've gone for winger on Man and inside forward on Leao because on Leao's side, Hernandez is obviously overlapping, or that should be the case. So I want to create a bit of space for him, and I want the wing to be occupied by Man. I don't want him to be in the same position as Vitinha, so I've gone for a bit of balance there. High defensive line, of course, and yeah, that's it basically. For all those formations, if you want to try them out, copy the code and you'll be fine. So guys, this was the video ranking the top 5 formations in the game. Leave a like, subscribe, I'll see you for the next time. Bye.